Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. We're very happy to have you attending our in-depth planetary puja for today, Friday, September 23rd, 2022. We'll be using the chart of now based on my current location, which right now is in the state of New Mexico in the United States. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and an AstroVed astrologer, and very happy to be hosting these calls Monday through Friday. Dr. Pillai has said that the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with all of them. And in doing the puja, we are honoring them and inviting their blessings to come into our lives and into our world. We'll be using the South Indian style layout of the Vedic chart. There is a link below the video for a tutorial video if you are not familiar with this kind of layout. Each of the little 12 boxes that you see represents a particular zodiac sign. I have on a little side table, I have this chart drawn in chalk on a chalkboard. And I also have a lit tea light, I have a bell, I have a hand fan, and I have a bowl of fresh flower petals, which I will be offering as we do the puja. Every time we say Namaha, I will be placing a flower petal in the appropriate place on the little blackboard chart, honoring whatever divine being we've just invoked. I have also a little container of water. And right now I'm going to take the little container of water, dip the ring finger of my right hand into it, and sprinkle some water on all four sides of the blackboard so that we're purifying the area where we're doing the puja. I put a few drops of water on top of myself to purify me, and I send a few drops of water out into space towards all of you so that whether you're watching it live or watching it later on the replay, we're all participating in the puja from a sense of being in sacred space and being purified ourselves for doing the puja. We start with first invoking Ganesha. Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja, and we thank him for his help with this. Now I'm going to do a short Tamil chant asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. There is a link for that chant up above earlier in the chat that I posted if you're not familiar with this chant. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvar Kumikave, Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvar Kumikave, Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nulla Nulla, Atyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank St. Gnanasamunda for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now, we turn our attention to the time elements that are active in this local area. We're going to honor the planet that rules the day, the star that the moon is in at the moment, the Tithi or the moon phase. We're going to honor the planet that's ruling the hour in this local area, as well as we're going to acknowledge the yoga and the Karana time elements. We start with honoring the planet that rules the day. Today is Friday, ruled by Venus. I will put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. The moon is currently in Maga, a star that helps with royalty consciousness and high self-esteem. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi or the moon phase. Right now we are in the 13th waning moon in my local area. It will change later in the day, but right now we're in the 13th waning, which is called Trayodasi in Sanskrit. Dr. Pillai said we would use the Sanskrit name of the moon phase, followed by the word Devi, which invokes the light being associated with that moon phase. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Trayodasi Devye Namaha. Om Trayodasi Devye Namaha. Om Trayodasi Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the hour in this local area. Right now in New Mexico, the planet ruling the hour is Mercury. I put the flower petals on him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. For the yoga and the Karana, Dr. Pillai said we would not do flower petals. We would just say their names 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Sadhya, which has energies of diplomacy. Sadhya, Sadhya, Sadhya. And the Karana that's active right now is one called Vanisha, which has energies of being mercantile. Vanisha, Vanisha, Vanisha. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. Dr. Pillai said for this puja, we would always start with whatever sign is the ascendant sign, which is represented here in this little chart with the letters AC for ascendant. This is the sign that's coming up in the local area here on the eastern horizon. Right now, that's Virgo. He said we would start with the planet that rules the ascendant sign. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So again, we honor Mercury, and I put flower petals on him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Then, starting in the ascendant sign, we're going to honor the planets going in a clockwise direction around the chart. Today, in the ascendant sign, we have Mercury retrograde and the sun. Yesterday, Mercury retrograde was on this side of the sun, but since we did the puja yesterday, he's actually crossed over the sun because he's retrograde. And so we will start with him. He's retrograde, which means he's extra powerful. He's sitting in a sign he rules, so he's very comfortable. And he happens to also be exalted in Virgo. So we start with honoring him. Then we will honor the sun because they're both in the same star today. We start with Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Next, we honor the sun, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Mercury and the sun are both in a star called Uttara Phalguni. This is a star with relationship energies. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals across both Mercury and the sun. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni star is ruled by Aryaman, an archetype who rules contracts, integrity, helps us with honor and keeping our word. We honor him, and I put the flower petals across Mercury and the sun. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni star is ruled by the sun. We honor the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kanya or Virgo, the most detail-oriented of all the zodiac signs, one that helps us with organization, logic, the ability to do analysis. Today containing Mercury, planet of communication, planet that rules computers, numbers, and also helps us with a sense of humor. And the sun, which is our soul, and also a planet so important for our health. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu. I put the flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Vishaka. This is a star that can give blessings for victory and triumph. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by a pair of archetypes, Indra and Agni. Indra can give blessings for leadership and courage, and Agni can give blessings for transformation and purification. We honor both of them, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a sign of balance, fairness, harmony, today containing Ketu, sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it going in a clockwise direction around the chart is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto, who is retrograde, and also Saturn, who is retrograde. We start with honoring Pluto, and for him we use the mantra Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttarashada, a star that can give blessings for long-lasting success. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. We ask for blessings from all 10 of them, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. We honor the sun, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. He is retrograde, extra powerful. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Dhanishta, a star that can give blessings for prosperity, music, good reputation. We honor Dhanishta star. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings who each rule different spheres of existence. We honor all 8 of them, and I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Dhanishta star is ruled by Mars. We honor Mars. I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities, today containing Pluto, a planet that can help with rationality and science, and Saturn, a planet that can help with patience, organization, perseverance, and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Neptune retrograde. We honor Neptune, And for him, we use the mantra Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhajapada, a star that can give blessings for purification. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purva Bhajapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhajapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhajapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhajapada's star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness and silence. It says in the Bible, "Be still and know that I am God." Aja Ekapada can help us to experience that very deep level of stillness. He also helps us to experience forgiveness. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhajapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Kumbha, or Aquarius, the most humanitarian of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, planet that helps us with our intuition and helps us to understand our own inner life. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Meena, or Pisces, which today contains Jupiter retrograde. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttara Bhadrapada. Dr. Pillai says this is a star that helps with business development. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada star is ruled by an archetype called Arabundya. He's an archetype who can help to guard treasures and valuables. We ask his blessings to guard our treasures and our valuables, including our treasure that is the very earth itself. We honor him, and I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Ayurvediyaye Namaha. Om Ayurvediyaye Namaha. Om Ayurvediyaye Namaha. Uttara Bhadrapada's star is ruled by Saturn. We honor Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Mina, or Pisces, the most metaphysical and transcendental of all the zodiac signs, today containing Jupiter, planet that helps with everything related to spirituality, including our relationship with our spiritual teachers and our ability to access and do the spiritual teachings and our relationship with our spiritual community. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi sign with the planet in it is Misha, or Aries, which today contains Rahu and Uranus, who is retrograde. Both of these planets are in the same star, so I'm going to honor both the planets before I honor the star. We start with Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus. He is retrograde, extra powerful. For him, we use the mantra Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Both Rahu and Uranus are in a star called Bharani. This is a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti, or power, or energy. I put the flower petals across both Rahu and Uranus. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by an archetype called Yama. Among other things, he is an archetype of justice. We honor him, ask his blessings for justice for ourselves, for everyone in the world, and I put the flower petals across Rahu and Uranus. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha, or Aries, a fire sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, planet that helps us to think outside the box and helps us make friends with new technologies, and Uranus, a planet that helps with intelligence, success in life, and also helps with astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi sign with the planet in it is Vrishabha, or Taurus, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Rohini, a star of beauty. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Rohini's star is ruled by Brahma. Brahma is an archetype of creation and creativity. We honor Brahma, and I put the flower petals on top of Rohini. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Rohini's star is ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, a grounded and luxury-loving sign, today containing Mars, a planet of passion and a planet that likes to take action and solve problems. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with planets in it is Simha or Leo, which today contains the moon and Venus. Yesterday, the moon was still in Cancer, but he's now crossed over into Leo. We honor the moon, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Magha, a star symbolized by a palanquin, which is that kind of throne that has the poles sticking through it that four people pick up the poles and carry the king or the queen or the royal person around in that little kind of container, or little throne area. So we honor Magha star and ask for blessings of royalty consciousness and high self-esteem. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Om Magaye Namaha. Magha star is ruled by the Pitris. These are the deceased ancestors who have moved on into higher planes of light, who are able to send us blessings. We honor them, and I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Pitrisye Namaha. Om Pitrisye Namaha. Om Pitrisye Namaha. Magha star is ruled by Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now we honor the Venus for being in Leo. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in Uttara Phalguni star, a star with energies for relationship. We put the flower petals on Venus. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Uttara Phalgunaye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni is ruled by Aryaman. We ask Aryaman to help us to all be honorable people. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Om Aryamanye Namaha. Uttara Phalguni star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Leo, which is the sun. Again, we invoke the sun, and I put more flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Simha or Leo, a zodiac sign with a tremendous amount of power and leadership energies, today containing the moon, which is our mind and our emotions, and Venus. Among the planets, Venus is sometimes called the diplomat. Venus also has energies for happiness and enjoyment of material plane comforts and the arts. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and all these little piles of flower petals, the many petals, and I hold it above the chart and I'm going to pass the light 3 times in a clockwise direction around the chart. I'm offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Now I take a hand fan. I'm going to offer the element of air and also a cooling breeze, waving it around the chart 3 times. And finally, I take a bell and I'm going to ring it around the chart, offering the element of sound. Now I make prayer hands and I sincerely pray to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to send their positive blessings into the lives of all of us, into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues. I ask them to send blessings into our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes, access to healthcare, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers for about a minute in silence, and then we can do some very short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all for your participation, your support. I can take questions in the chat for just a few minutes. Ronnie will need the Zoom link very shortly for another program for a Shrimbrzi chanting call. So we need to end promptly today, but I can answer one or two questions. Evelyn is asking why at certain times we don't put flowers. We're doing flowers for all of the various ones that we invoke, except for the yoga and the karana. For those, Dr. Pillai said we would just say their names 3 times each. So we do that because that was the instruction from him when he gave us this puja. These are time elements. They're not necessarily a full-hearted divine light being, but they are qualities of energy that are active during those particular times that are subdivided into these very small time elements. So their names, just hearing the names of all of these divine beings is a blessing. And even hearing the names of all the panchang elements, hearing, who's ruling the day, the star the moon is in, the tithi or the moon phase, the yoga, the karana, that is said to bring positive blessings. And I can try to talk about that a little bit more on Monday, about what the blessings are for hearing each one of those elements each day. So even just focusing on them, just focusing on the yoga and the karana does help to bring some positive blessings into our life. But the way we do the puja is per the instructions from Dr. Pillai that he gave to me and Raja Malloy, Mina's brother, many, many years ago. We're putting flower petals. I don't always say I'm putting flower petals on top of something, but I'm always doing the flower petals. Every time we say Namaha, flower petals are going onto the little blackboard chart. Okay, good question, Evelyn. Thank you all very much. I'm going to go ahead and end our call since Ronnie will need to use this Zoom call and she needs a few minutes to set up. So thank you all for being here. I hope to see some of you next week. We truly appreciate it when you press the like button and when you subscribe to the channel, as it does help this channel to grow. And Dr. Pillai is very keen on this channel growing more and more. We are continually adding new programs onto this channel. I noticed one today for Radha and Krishna. So there's more things happening all the time. So please do check out the other programs on this channel. We hope that you will enjoy them. Wishing everyone well. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. May light encompass all.